Alright y'all, Nicki Minaj just narrowly escaped a $20 million nightmare because she was moments away from losing that $20 million mansion, all over pure stubbornness. So what's the tea? Let's rewind. Back in 2019, Nicki was performing in Frankfurt, Germany. A security guard named Thomas Wilder, I might be butchering his last name, was working the event. According to him, Nicki got into a heated exchange with a female security guard. When he tried to intervene, her husband Kenneth Petty allegedly punched him square in the face, shattering his jaw. And listen, this wasn't minor. The man needed multiple surgeries and now has 5 metal plates permanently in his JAW.SO in 2022. He sued Nicki and Kenneth. He asked for about $21,000 to cover medical bills and $700,000 for long-term injury and emotional trauma, pain, suffering, all of it. That totaled roughly $721,000. But Nicki and Kenneth completely ignored the lawsuit. No response. No defense. Nothing. And here's the kicker, when you don't show up in court, you automatically lose. So in March of 2024, the court hit them with a default judgment. The judge awarded the man over $500,000, but even then, still no payment. Months passed. Silence. Meanwhile, Nicki is living comfortably in a Hidden Hills mansion valued at $20 million. That's when the security guard's attorney said, "Cool. If you won't pay, we'll take the house." They filed paperwork asking the judge to force the sale of the property. The judge reviewed it and agreed. All that was left was one final document from Bank of America confirming mortgage details before making it official. At today's hearing, Nicki finally realized this wasn't a bluff. Just hours before the judge was set to approve selling her home, she suddenly paid up. The lawyer told Rolling Stone they had to take it all the way to the 1-yard line to get paid, meaning they had to threaten to take everything before she finally cut that check. And baby, Nicki held out till the very last second. They practically had to put her in a chokehold before she moved. Now that the payment cleared, the lawyer finally spoke about how close the situation came to ending very differently.
Happened in court in there?
So today we informed the court that Nicki Minaj has satisfied the judgment, and so therefore there was no need to proceed further with our motion for an order authorizing the sale of her house in order to satisfy that judgment.
What does your client think of this? How's he responding?
He is incredibly gratified and happy. It's been a long time coming to have justice finally done here, but he's very happy for himself. He suffered a very heinous attack years ago. And not only did it take years to achieve the judgment, but then took nearly 2 years in order to enforce that judgment. And we never thought it would have to go quite this far in order to actually go and, put a levy on a millionaire's house, and go to the last 24 hours, before she decides to satisfy the judgment.
Have you talked to Nicki Minaj? Do you think she feels remorseful about what happened?
I can't speak for her. I have not spoken to her directly, and I've only spoken to her counsel.
So Nicki walks away with her $20 million mansion intact. The security guard finally sees his money after years of waiting. But let's be honest, it never should have reached this point. I get it, I really do. Nicki probably believed her husband was defending her. She likely felt the security guard crossed a line. But what did she think would happen by ignoring everything? Lawsuits don't magically disappear. When you ignore a lawsuit, you lose by default. When you ignore a judgment, they seize your assets. That's the system, period. And truthfully, that man deserved far more than $500,000 for what he endured. 5 metal plates in his jaw for life. But because Nicki chose silence, the judge could only rule on what was in front of him. That's the cost of not responding. Now I want to hear from you. What do you think about this entire situation? That's all I've got for now. I'll catch you later.
So it looks like Nicki Minaj won't be losing her house after all. She gave in and paid those fines. $500,000 was awarded to an old security guard who claims that Mr. Kenneth Petty assaulted him backstage at one of her shows. Nicki claims she didn't know about this lawsuit, but I'm sure with the judge putting pressure on her and letting her know that she will lose her home, definitely made things a little bit easier with her decision to paying up that security guard. You know what's crazy is that Mr. Petty is the one doing the assaulting, but Nicki is the one doing the paying. I don't like that, but hey, if she likes it, I love it, whatever.
So guys, it's been confirmed. Nicki Minaj will in fact not have to sell her $20 million home to pay that bodyguard his $500,000 judgment. Today, the lawyers took to the courthouse to let it be known that Nicki Minaj in fact did pay the $500,000 and she satisfied the judgment. But anybody with critical thinking skills knew that this woman was not going to have to sell her house. Y'all thought a multi-millionaire was going to have to sell a $20 million house over a $500,000 lawsuit. Think about how crazy that sounds. People really have to start using critical thinking before they hate, because y'all got on here and said that this woman was gonna go homeless and she was going broke and she was gonna have to sell her house. A lot of y'all don't be thinking. So this should honestly clear up the whole Nicki Minaj going broke rumors, because she just paid $500K. And most of us do not have no $500K to come out our pockets and pay somebody. So let's be for real. Everybody really got online and said, oh, Nicki Minaj is about to be homeless. The same woman who grossed over $108 million on her tour? Y'all let me know what y'all thinking in the comments. That's a wrap on that.
Nicki Minaj don't know if she want to be a rapper or a politician, but either way, she finna lose that house. But let's talk about it. Okay, so Nicki Minaj is ordered to pay $503,000 for a lawsuit that happened back in some time. She's basically been ordered to pay the $503,000 or risk her $20 million California mansion. Now she bought the California mansion at $13 million, and now the judge is saying if you can't pay the $503,000, then I can help you. Now, with that being said, the judge is ordering her to pay that by Thursday, January 22nd, and if she does not, then her house will go on the market. She bought the house, like I said, for $13 million, and it will sell for $20. Basically, Nicki Minaj was worrying about the wrong things. You worried about Don Lemon, what he got going on. You worried about what Cardi B got going on. You're worried about what everybody going on, but you ain't worried about losing your dang go home. And all you gotta do is pay that $503,000. Where's her people? Where's her team? Where's her? I mean, damn. Who she gonna be? What she wanna be? Y'all leave it in the comments down below. Nicki Minaj might be homeless.